Welcome to the Doug Miller Show, episode 10. We're going to be talking about some video games, everybody. Hi, I am Doug Miller, your host of the show. We are live. Not that surprising. Usually we are live, but we're live here on YouTube. I want to start off with an apology. I want to say 2.5 weeks. For that, I really am sorry. Things got in the way. Some personal, some professional, some days I just didn't want to do it. And I got so consumed with all the news that eventually when I got a chance to write it down, it was like 11 o'clock at night by the time I actually got a chance to do a show. And I'm like, I don't think I can do it. I need to go to sleep. I'm exhausted. Sorry about that. But today, I finally got to sit down, do what I wanted to do, and that was going to be talking about free agency. For the past 2 weeks, I've been writing notes. Where's my notes? I've been writing notes. I've been writing down every free agency move, every trade that has happened. I was going to give you analysis in depth, the guarantees, everything. From Adrian Peterson being cut to Derek Carrier getting a 3-year, $5.5 million contract with 1.9 guaranteed. We're going to talk about the Allen Robinsons, your star, Tule, Taylor Gabriels, Zach Brown and his band, Sheldon Richardson, all of them we were going to do until today, where I just said, watch. Screw the notes! Screw the research! Screw it! We're not going to do it! We're going to talk about video games. We're not going to really talk about video game news, although there's one piece of news that made me laugh, because we all assumed it was just going to happen magically off our butts, and it just didn't. No, I'm going to just talk about the games I've been playing. Give you mini reviews of all of them. And if all works well here, I'll probably continue doing these on YouTube. Yay! Or not, if it doesn't work well. If not, it will be on my Facebook page. If you want to follow me there, it's Doug Andrew Miller on Facebook.com. Just put a follow there. Also, YouTube. If you want to subscribe, if you like what you're watching here, just leave a subscription here at Ye Old Miller Gaming. Home to the future Doug Miller podcast. Title's being worked on for that. But, till then, this is what we're doing. So let's talk about some Spyro. Now, I know this is a few weeks old, the story, but I feel like we should talk about it. There was a massive rumor that was going about the same time, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, that not only was there going to be a trailer for the new Spyro trilogy remaster, done by the same people who did the Crash Bandicoot game about a year ago, which is very good. By the way, like I said in my game notes reviews of Spyro and whatnot, congratulations. I can't wait for it. I think it's gonna be a really good remaster. Not only were we gonna get a remaster though, we were going to get a demo. We were gonna get a brand new demo right here. It was gonna come out at 8 p.m. Greater Mountain Time. And everyone was popping for all the gaming sites, your IGNs, your Game Radars, your Gatuma. Every one of them, they were ready. They were pumping us up like, what we're gonna see in the trailer and then in the demo. And we got all these codes inside of the game. Just like in the old one. This is a true remaster of the Spyro franchise, because they're gonna throw demos into the on and on and on. I was a little skeptical about it. I was even gonna do a video about it when it was gonna happen. I was skeptical though because A, why would they announce it in Greater Mountain Time Zone area? That's just my thinking on it. Because I believe it would be about 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Be about 7 p.m. Western Time Zone, 9 p.m. That's pretty late for some people. It never happened. It still hasn't come out yet. So people were disappointed, a little angry that the rumor mill has failed them. My opinion is on that is I don't think we're going to get anything until E3 or very close to E3. I think they're going to pull. I don't even think we're going to get the game until 2019, to be 100% honest with you. Why would they shoot all their baskets into this year? Why? I guarantee you. I get it's the 25th anniversary of Spyro. I think the first Spyro game. I love Spyro. I love it more than I love Crash Bandicoot. I want to put that out of the way first. But there's no rush. I think you're going to other consoles with the Crash Bandicoot games. I think you want to do that. See how well those do on the other consoles. Then doing it on just PS4, and then dabble out the Crash Bandicoot. They've already announced it for Nintendo Switch, that the Crash game is coming out on that. Probably pretty soon we're going to see it on Xbox One, PC, things like that. And it's going to be the same thing for the Spyro, too. It's going to be a year exclusivity, probably, with Sony. And then it's going to roll out on the other consoles, which is fine. I want more people to actually play the game and to enjoy it. And to realize that this was a really good remaster, rather than people not watching it, not enjoying it, and being missing out because they don't have a PS4. More people get to play it, the better it is, because the remaster is really good and it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of heart into it too. You don't say that a lot in these remasters. The heart was put in there. Usually it's just a copy and paste, especially for an Activision game. Speaking of Activision, what also came out was the new Call of Duty game. It was a new Black Ops game, which is interesting because last year they did the World War II. I think Battlefield, they're doing World War II for their next game. So people thought they were going to stick into the older war, but no, they're going with Black Ops. They're sticking with that schedule of Black Ops 1 year, the other year, a different title. Then next year, Black Ops, and next year's a different title, which I thought was strange because they got so much goodwill from from so many gaming fans about World War II and how they went back to their roots and everything looked great. It was one of the best Call of Duty games in years. I feel like you're crapping it all away. Why? Why are you crapping it away? It makes no sense to me. But I'm not running things over in Activision, wherever they're doing the studios for it. I think it's Sledgehammer Games this year. I think it is again, or I could be wrong. If I am wrong, put it in the comment below. If you're not afraid to do it anyways. But Activision's in an interesting place right now. I think they are the best game developers out there. They are. But can you say any of their games are truly great? they'll put out a bunch of good things and a lot of decent things too, but there's nothing amazing. Like World War II was probably their best game in years for Call of Duty. Even then, some people like Battlefield 1, but that's also their bias against what they like. I like Battlefield 1 a lot. I never played World War II for Call of Duty. I'm not a first-person shooter guy, so I'm not really their market. They think I'm their market, but I'm not. But that's okay. We can all like different things, as I'm about to describe in a second. But we'll see what happens. I'm not too thrilled with what they're going to do. But I could be proven wrong, and this could be the best Call of Duty game coming out yet. As long as there's no Kevin Spacey in there, we'll be all fine. Another reason why I haven't been on here recently is I've been trying out new games. A few new games, actually. Alright, mainly a couple. I've been playing a lot of LA Noire Remaster for PS4. And F1 2017 for PS4. Reason why I've been trying out F1 2017 is I am a racing game fan. I mean, I've been a big fan of the other NASCAR games out there. That was the only reason why I stayed interested in the sport as long as I did, because of the games. Then when they fell to crap, NASCAR Heat Evolution, I'm looking at you. The EA Sports games, I'm looking at you after 2007. Those in-between games of the NASCAR games that wasn't 14 or 15, I'm looking at you. And also the competition of Forza Horizon, other various racing games out there, Mario Kart, things like that. It really has dampened the racing game out there. Also Need for Speed, I'm looking at you at that too. But everyone has been saying the good things about the F1 series. Now, I'm not a big F1 guy. F1 racing. Watch every once in a while. I'm more of an IndyCar guy nowadays. I just am. I think it's a lot better, more fun, shorter races, more appeal to me. But I've been playing the F1 games, and I gotta tell you, it's probably one of the best racing games I played for the PS4 out there. Period. End of story. Do I think it's better than Forza Horizon or the Forza series in general? I don't think so. But I don't think that's what they were trying to do. I think they were just making the best racing game they could, Codemasters. And they made a really good racing game and a very good career mode, need I also mention. Their career mode is based more of an RPG type of upgrade system to your car, especially if you have a lower mid-range car. I went with Hans F1 Motorsports, the only US-based team I believe out there. I think the other ones are more overseas. I could be wrong about Red Bull Racing. I wouldn't be the first time I would have been wrong. But the gameplay is really nice and really smooth. I love how the weather can change on a dime in the game, and you can prepare your car towards that. Like, I was racing this one race, I think it was in Russia, where it started out sunny, and throughout the game, the weather changed, so by the end of the race, it was raining, which was great. I'm used to either having the race start at a certain point where it's just sunny and stays sunny, it doesn't change the weather, or time doesn't change or anything. It just stays what it is. So it's a nice touch to see that. Although the game's not perfect, I hate the fact that sometimes when I try to pass someone, it feels like the only way I can is to actually wreck them, which you really shouldn't do, because that messes up your car, because it's not a NASCAR you're driving. This is a F1 car. It's very delicate to downforce, and it's very delicate to what you're trying to drive. There you go. Sorry about that, guys. I was having issues with my internet. There we go. So like I was saying, I am more of a fan of the Forza series. But I'm not saying that the F1 games are bad. They're probably the best games you're going to get for racing on the PS4. By far. And the inclusion of HDR, especially if you have a 4K TV, is really nice, and it brings out the color beautifully in the game. It is a beautiful looking game as well. Definitely a lot better than NASCAR Heat Evolution. I will probably continue to say from this day forward that NASCAR Heat Evolution is the worst game I have ever played with the NASCAR license on it, or any type of racing game I've played. And I have played Ford Racing 3 on the PS2, where it felt like I was going 5 miles per hour. It was that I thought was the worst racing game of all time. Now, I don't have gameplay footage or anything like that. That's just a shame of playing on an iPhone, doing these videos on an iPhone, and not an actual computer. That might change, though, come the podcast. So, my overall thought on Formula F1, the career mode is probably the best you're going to play in any racing game. I think it's a very detailed, very beautiful game. And I think you're going to have a lot of fun. Just find what kind of racing style it is. Have a good temperament. The games go by quickly. Have a good field strategy. And you'll do really well if not win the race. But if you don't have a good strategy, you're probably going to finish dead freaking last. My first race I finished like 16th. Last 2 races I raced was first. So, again, I've been doing racing games most of my life, so I'm generally used to it. Also, another positive is probably the smoothing racing experience I've ever played. Not once did I feel like I'm still pulling confetti out of everywhere. Not once did I feel like the car was I was going to lose the car, or my brakes were going to fail. But yet the tire wear is probably also one of the best I've seen compared to most racing games out there, because once you can start feeling the tires losing the tires, and you have to start slowing down your car because of it. So normally I start slowing down the car, but because I have to save the tires so I don't wreck my car, that's beautiful. I don't see that often in a racing game. Usually in a racing game, what I usually see is, yeah, my tires are going down, but I don't notice it until the tire goes down, until I lose the tire completely. Here, once you get the tire above 40%, especially on your right side, it gets loose. It gets dramatically loose, and it at some points become undrivable, which is what you want. That is good tire wear. It doesn't happen all at once. You can feel it coming. So you have to strategize it. Again, that works well, and it works better if you're on a dry track, so you don't lose as much grip. If it's raining, you should probably do more pit stops because you want fresher tires so your car doesn't spin out. So on and so forth. So I would give F1 2017 a big thumbs up. Any racing fan would probably enjoy it. Even if you're not a big F1 guy or an IndyCar guy or anything like that, even a NASCAR guy, if you're not a big fan of actually NASCAR racing, but you like racing games, I think you would have a lot of fun with it. I think it's a great game, and a beautiful game too, nonetheless. If you find it for like $40, I bought it for like $40 and it was worth like $50 and it was worth every penny. Usually I buy racing games at like $20. But buying it at 50, I think I got my money's worth. And it's made me a better, more competent driver too in other racing games, which is nice. But I've also been playing, besides that game, I've also been playing LA Noire, the remaster for PS4 as well. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna take a quick drink of water. I have an ice chewing problem. The game holds up very nicely. It looks as beautiful as it did on the 360 and PS3. With HDR, had mixed results with the HDR in that game, actually. It made it to me, where it didn't look that great. Color-wise, the shadows were too dark. That was the one major complaint I had. I will fully admit I may be a little biased because I loved LA Noire when it was on the system. So I guess I'm a little more biased when it comes to it. But it also had high expectations to me. I thought it was it's my favorite Rockstar game not named GTA. I love it more than Red Dead Redemption. I do like Red Dead Redemption 2. What this also proves to me is that no matter what, Rockstar can do no wrong, too. They're one of those few gaming developers out there that can't do anything particularly bad. Not particularly great, but not particularly bad either. That's an amazing part about it. That's the beauty part about video games, I think. But if you loved LA Noire or any type of those detective type games, yeah, go ahead and play it and give it a shot. Especially if you find it on... I found it for like $30 at Target. I loved it. It's a good deal. I don't think it's on that price anymore, but man, it was a good deal when I found it. But, like I said, great game all around. I think it's definitely worth the price. So those are mainly just the gaming reviews I had. Again, 2 big giant thumbs up. Today I'll be trying out the new NASCAR game that's been out for a while. If I finally get a chance to pick it up. Again, wait until it dropped in price, because I am cheap like that. Other than that, I will have a show on Sunday. It will be a whole podcast. We will be doing Living on E3 Street this week. This time we'll be doing it on Bethesda. No, I don't think Bethesda. I don't think we're going to do one on Bethesda. The only one I actually did for an actual game brand is EA, because I think that was the one that they already announced. If Bethesda already announced a few things, as I show my hair looking terrible, if Bethesda announced what they're going to do, I'll probably mention it. Also, I think we should... also Sunday, we'll talk about... I got the latest 300 edition of the Game Insider. I had a few big bones to pick about what they chose as their top 300 games. What's not on the list, mainly, but we'll talk about it. But that's really it for me today. I'm glad to be back. I hope to be doing these more often. More later and later. Hopefully, with more time, I get to do these more on YouTube or on Facebook. Like I said, if you want to follow me on Facebook, Doug Andrew Miller, leave a file there. I'd be putting up more content like this. More side projects, not as much the main show. I'll do the main show on there too, but not much. I would be on here. Also Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot at ye_old_Miller at twitter.com. And, of course, if you want to follow me here on YouTube, it's Ye Old Miller Gaming here on YouTube. You'll be getting all your favorite stuff in the sports world, gaming world, and beyond. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I will try to have a good day myself. And, of course, the 3 things I will always mention: peace and love, and F the Wii U.